think Conor's the only one that gets stick for tapping out. Every UFC fight you watch, and there's a submission move, they tap. Every one of them taps. Yeah, what's happening, BDA family? This is just a part 2 to the video I'd done. I'm just addressing a few comments. I actually wanted the last video to be taken down. I asked Butcho, but you know what he's like. He said, nah, keep it up. He said, just do want to address in the comment. I just want to address a few things. And first, I just want to take back the comment I said about the Irish. I mean, I do feel bad as I'm half Irish myself. A lot of my family are Irish, and I don't think they're a nation of losers individually. It's just as a whole, when it comes to sports and anything else. What do the Irish win at? You'll never beat the Irish, but what do they win at? Nothing. And I'm around this all the time. You'll never beat the Irish when they sit there drinking, but what do they win? Absolutely fucking zero. I mean, so I'm just keeping it real. I just don't like that. It's always wound me up. Conor said it, and what happened to him? He got beat. So that was my point with that. But of course, I love the Irish. I mean, I don't want to. I'd take it back. What's the word for a white sellout? I know the blacks called Uncle Tom. So I was being a bit of an Uncle John. Should we call it an Uncle John? That's what I was being. And I don't want to be an Uncle John. So I take that back. Secondly, I just want to get onto the Khabib comment. I mean, people think I've got a problem with Khabib because of religion and things like that. And they said that, oh, how come Nicola Ferrari thinks that I want Khabib out of the UFC, but I'm happy for Conor to be in there after his antics. And that's not the case. I don't want Khabib to be banned from the UFC. I don't think he did it enough to be banned. I don't think he hadn't done enough to have his purse taken off him. But he did cause a lot of that aggro that kicked off afterwards. If he'd have been humble and just stayed in the cage, and none of that would have happened. He got the blood boiling. He got the temperatures rising. It was his fault. So he's part to blame. I'm not saying Conor hasn't done that. I've said Conor's a piece of shit. What do you want me to do? What do you actually want me to do? I've said Conor's a piece of shit. But let's not pretend Khabib's a role model, because he's not. And then there's a guy in the chat that says I'm being prejudiced towards Khabib, saying that he'd string me up for being a cool fight. It was a bit tongue-in-cheek. Obviously, he's not going to string me up, but you know what I mean. I just don't. I think the way Khabib is, the people he mixes with, I don't think he's got too much time for people that are not Muslims, to be honest. That's just my point. I'm not saying he's a terrorist. Of course he's not. I'm not saying he's going to blow himself up. But I'm certainly not being prejudiced towards him. I'm just looking at who he mixes with, certain things he says, and how he is. And I just think he's extreme with his views, shall we say. He's not going to air it on public what he really thinks, but I bet if he did, if he was a fly on the wall and heard what Khabib said, I think we'd find out the real Khabib. We just wake up, stop using the prejudice card. Only a wimp and a weakling would use the prejudice card. And I don't care anyway. If I'm a prejudice, so what? Not going to lose anything out of it, am I? I like to think I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I like to think I'm not a prejudice, but who cares if you lot think I am? Well, that goes for you as well, boxing style, calling me a racist. What, racist against my own people? I mean, how did you work that one out? Bright spark. I mean, I don't know how this started with boxing style, to be honest with you. I mean, I actually like boxing style, but you know, I've got to give it back. He's been coming at me for a while, and I don't know where this started. But he's saying I sealed my fate. I'm just a racist. Your little rant here proved it, and I'll show you a race of losers, you clown that lives on a protected island. I don't know what he's on about. How are you going to show me? Are you going to show me a race of losers? And protected from who? We're on a protected island. And protected from who? Certainly not the Armenians. I mean, they wouldn't last a week. So I don't know what you're on about. I mean, unless you're saying I'm racist towards Khabib, the white man from the Caucasus Mountains. He's whiter than I am. You can't. And even if I didn't, even if you said I was against Islam, you can't be racist. Islam's not a race. So you can't be a racist. How can I be a racist against a white man? That's what I mean, boxing style. You need to come up with me some facts. If you're gonna have a dig at me, at least call me the right words. Do you know what I mean? Fuck's sake. But apparently, I've sealed my fate. I'm looking forward to that boxing style. But like I said, I got you're a good old boy, really. Bit of a dickhead sometimes, but you are a good old boy. So I've got no beef with you, but I will keep coming back at you, mate. I'm not going to sit there and tap out like McGregor did. I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do what me should take when she had her arm in a fucking lock, innit, and she could have tapped out or not, but she didn't, and her arm got snapped. That'd be me. I'll take an arm snapping before I tap out to boxing style. But yeah, I mean, just taken out of fucking hand what I said. A lot of it is tongue in cheek, but you know, it's just a bit of a rant. But you're gonna get these fucking guys that get all upset and then grown ass man using the prejudice and race cards. I mean, get over yourselves. But yeah, that's just my point, really. I mean, Precise Presenters put balls of steel. Fuck 40 million. I'll fight Mountain for 40 grand. Sorry, Stu. Connor gave his back up and tapped like a bitch. The choke wasn't even remotely deep. But the thing is, I don't think it was a choke. I think it was a neck crank. It was like snapping his neck. I think if you get someone hold you by the jaw and then start squeezing your neck in a funny angle. I mean, I'm not a UFC expert, but I think that looked like a neck crank sort of thing, and it weren't really a choke. But either way, he tapped. So I'm not going to sit here and. He actually gave his back up as well. I know he was in the. I mean, I know he was in the full mount. When you're in the full mount, that's what they tell you to do: give your back up. But not if you're in the choke like that. But I can see where you're coming from. The fight scouts put Conor tried to weight bully and nothing after making weight, but Khabib is boring as fuck. Conor could have very well just circled the ring for 25 minutes for sport and easily won the sport, but he went into fight and Khabib was playing the sport until after he hugged Conor to tap out. I don't know how they sell a guy, Khabib, takes 4 to 5 minutes for positioning and 10 seconds of actually throwing. And I think that was my point with Khabib. When he sat there like against the cage, when he was holding Conor against the cage for like 2.5 minutes at least, doing nothing. I mean, that should be allowed. You've got to give the strikers a bit of a chance, because it's getting to the stage now where the wrestlers are just dominating again. And I just don't think, if it's a mixed martial arts, you've got to make it fair. You know, it wouldn't be fair if you told, if you told wrestlers they couldn't wrestle. Of course, it wouldn't be fair, but there has to be a balance where if you're going to wrestle, at least do some damage, like he did in the second round, or was. That's if you're going to do ground and pound and wrestling, then do that. Don't just fucking lay against the cage for like 2.5 minutes and just doing nothing. Just you've got to remember, fight's only on for like 25 minutes, and are you really going to want that every round? I mean, you had five 2.5 minutes, and fucking all adds up. You don't get a fight. Most of it's on the fucking cage. That's my problem. But after that, I thought Khabib did a good job. I'm not going to discredit him, but not my sort of fighting, to be honest with you. But we'll move on. Michael Stott, nice to see you, Stu. Warren's card always suck. Callum Johnson should have jumped on Beterbiev. He was hurt a lot more than he let on. His legs were gone completely. Vargas versus Delorme was a great fight. You should watch it. But Inouye stole the weekend. Amazing performance. I never watched the Inouye fight. I'm gonna have to watch that later. I looked on the channels and I didn't see where that fight was. Unless it was on my ITV box. So anyone that knows where them fights are, then let me know. But I've been real busy. Boxing's been the last on my list this week. Graham Ianson, I think his name is. A nation of losers. Don't hold back, mate. Yeah, like I said, maybe I didn't mean it like that. I'll just leave it there. Centurion said Connor's got no balls. He talks that life about, but he ain't about that life. That chick Holly Holmes got more balls than Connor. I mean, I think that's a bit harsh. I think he's got balls. I mean, when you fight Nate Diaz at 170 pounds when you're a featherweight, I think that shows balls. When you come back after 2 years and fight Khabib, I think that shows balls. And let's be real, I think Connor's the only one that gets stick for tapping out. Every UFC fight you watch, and there's a submission move, they tap. Every one of them taps. When was the last time you see someone sleeping because they didn't want to tap, or their arm broken or their leg broken? None, you'll never see it again. Them days of where fucking people are sleeping in the hold, they're over, mate. They all tap. Yeah, Connor does it. Look at all the stick he gets. I mean, some of you men, some of you guys have to get off Connor's back, man. Grown ass men are fucking like Malinaji, grown ass man, got McGregor in your head. You know, celebrating another man's demise. Ridiculous. I think I've addressed Nicola Fries. I'm not going to go there again. J Division 79. Connor has been sniffing his brains out for years, banging everything he moves in Dublin for years. Bound to catch up with you. And then he's put, it's all over social media here. There was a pic of his Lambo in a council estate on some random slapper he was banging only a few weeks ago. He was coked up when he hit the ref that time. He threw the trolley, and when he threw the trolley and walked out on Nick Connolly on his debut, he's a serious find. I think that seems no one outside Ireland knows it. Outside of Ireland knows it. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I thought he was on the coke, to be honest with you. It looked like he was on the coke that night when he was kicking off with the referee. He was all wired. He looked like fucking Callie Sowland. He's put pigsty in Dagestan. No port there, boy. Yeah, I know. I didn't mean it like that. I meant as pigsty as in a shithole. But I didn't think at the time. You know, that's me not thinking. I mean, the Muslims are not exactly going to have pigsties in Dagestan, are they? Guitar Hero Beterbiev has a glass jaw. The word is out now, and Callum could have stopped him if he'd went for him after the KO. Knockdown, sorry. Was not a pure flush shot. Good enough though. Beterbiev was a white sheet. Could have had him. Great boxing, solid power, but glass in the chin. Bivol, Alvarez and Kov waiting. Roman fight was good quality. Yeah, Roman, nice little fighter, Roman. Very tidy. But I like Beterbiev. I think he's strong and he's going to take some beating. But I do agree he was hurt. Apology, man. Rematches will happen, especially if Tony pulls out. By the way, Boxing Styles is never going to let you live this down. No, he's not. I don't think. He's going to come at me again. But, hey ho. You can't just sit there and slag me off in the chat and then me sit there, you know, what does he want from me? I mean, sitting there in the chat saying I hate Eastern Europeans. The last show I was looking at, you know, he was calling me all sorts of names in the show before. I mean, what's wrong with the guy? Apology man says Khabib was too strong, fast, and the wrestling was on another level. And I agree with the holding for the extended period of time, by the way. Pressure was the wrong strategy, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a UFC expert. Apology, I think you know more than I do about it, so I'll take your word for it. But I just think, if Conor brought that Ferguson sort of style, that pressure, I mean, that pressure's hard to get away from, even if you're a wrestler. Because you're just getting tagged up the minute you walk forward, because you're just letting his hands go. Conor weren't doing that. But like I said, I'm not a tactician with UFC. You might be right, but I just wanted to see Conor do anything but what he did on Saturday. He did everything wrong for me. Guitar Hero. Delorme was robbed. Shocking draw. Beat the brakes off of Vargas. Boxing is in the shitter. Corrupt to the core. I mean, boxing. That night of boxing was it was painful. Let's be real. There was a lot of mismatches, and this is the problem. Boxing's just not giving us what we want. It's like being a drug addict and buying drugs that have been cut 4 or 5 times, and they're just not giving you that high that you're looking for, are they? And that's how it seems with boxing. They just feed us the fucking the garbage. I'm not going to read all of them. I'm going to call it a day in a minute. Cameron. We're just looking at a guy who's one of the greatest lightweights in Khabib. Ferguson is probably the only fighter that could beat him, but McGregor never had a hope apart from landing a big shot in that fight. Khabib's striking has been underrated for a while. He lit up McGregor, made him look silly. Khabib beats him every day of the week. He doesn't deserve a rematch. He got absolutely smashed. Yeah, but he got smashed in the Diaz fight, but he came back and won that. I'm not saying he'll do the same, but I think he'll be better in the next fight. And Charles Sonnen agrees with me. I just watched the video of Charles Sonnen. He said he thinks Conor will be a lot better. It'll be a closer fight. I'm not saying Conor will win, but Yeah. I thought Conor looked terrible, let's be real. I'm not going to fucking sugarcoat it. He looked terrible, and he has to be 10 times better if he's going to win. Stacked over bananas, these girls draining Stu's balls non-stop in his fake taxi, passing out and missing the podcast. Don't know what it is about this rumour going around. I've got a fake taxi and I'm raping birds in it. I mean, there's some sickos on this fucking channel, man. But I'm out of here anyway, man. On that note, I'm fucking out of here. Stop fucking getting all wound up for what I say, man. Do you know what I mean? It's just opinion. You know, it is what it is. I'm out of here anyway. I'm trying to get off here.